All right, family. Once again, it's on you with the general. We live. Got a powerful topic today. Is the mad mullahs of Iran with a nuclear bomb acceptable to modern civilization? That's a serious question that you got to ask yourself today. You understand? Is it Easter? Is it Easter for y'all? Jesus rose today, y'all. Jesus rose today. We want to thank everybody out there, believing in Jesus. Jesus rose today. You see, but if you let the mad mullah get this nuclear bomb, you might not rise tomorrow. You see, you might not rise tomorrow. So we have to think about these things, and people's always, they say, well, when you talk about, you can't let the mad mullah get it. And everybody say, well, everybody else got one, but everybody else got enough sense not to drop the damn bomb. It's going to always be somebody that just, you cannot let them get the bomb. You see, even when the United States dropped the bomb on the Japanese, they asked for it. They asked for it. You didn't blew it. You didn't went over there. You attacked Pearl Harbor. You didn't went over there. It hadn't even the United States hadn't even done nothing to you. See, we don't talk about that. The United States hadn't even done nothing to Japan, and Japan came across that Pacific and bombed Pearl Harbor, destroying all them ships, killing all them people, and they asked for it. So you understand what I'm saying? And so that's just that's just a chapter in history. That's just a chapter in history, and they saw the destruction, and they vowed to never do it again. And so, but today you got a bunch of vagabonds. You got a bunch of heathen vagabonds, you see, and they all heathens, but some, can we trust the mad mullahs of Iran who've been lacing Hezbollah, been lacing Hamas, been lacing the Houthis down in Yemen? Can we afford for this type of regime to get something like nuclear material? Can create a dirty bomb, and give it to one of these mad mullahs. You understand what I'm saying? And have them make a dirty bomb, strap something on their back, and then go into a urban area and detonate. I mean, we see this all the time. Crazy nigga drove down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Just drove straight down. He didn't give a goddamn who was in the street. You understand what I'm saying? What that got to do with I mean, if you beefing with the powers to be, why you ride down the street and run over somebody you don't even goddamn know? You see? That's just like somebody just going out in the street and just, anybody they see, they just walk up to them and shoot them. Okay? You don't go after who you feel you got the problem with. You don't go after the powers to be. They go, and that's why I keep telling you. You see? That man that went down Bourbon Street, he had an ISIS flag on his truck, but he didn't go to the Capitol building. He didn't go down there with it, and I'm not saying that's what, and I'm not encouraging nobody to do nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? But these is the regimes is supposed to be beefing. And so, you don't go in and attack the military. You go and take a soft target. You go get some innocent bystander out there in the street, unaware of anything that's going on, and you find them and you destroy them, you run them over, you shoot them, you do whatever you can to, and that's what I'm saying. They don't care about you. So you sitting up here, you talking about, America and this, that, and they the same way. They attack innocent bystanders. That's what they do. You understand? And scared and soft, because you could easily found, and hey, take it to somebody that got weaponry. You see, why they don't, even these mass shooters, go find innocent people, go to the supermarket. When you think of the minds of these people on both sides, when the sick mentality that they possess is in their mind to find soft targets, people that's unaware of whatever is going on. They don't even watch the damn news. They ain't into this. That's the regimes at war. That's the regimes that's causing all this, this mayhem and destruction. You see, that's who's causing it. But when these soldiers, you understand, these soldiers, these religious soldiers and these nationalistic soldiers for each side, when they want to harm somebody, they don't go to the military most of the time. They find soft targets in the street, people unaware of anything that's going on, and they detonate on these people. They destroy these people. You understand what I'm saying? Any which way they can to bring terror on the populace. So you can run it, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You see? So at the end of the day, what you gonna do? You gonna let them off the hook? You gonna let them off the hook and let them get a bomb? And as much as they trying to take people out the game, they trying to take you out the game. You see, they trying to take you out the game, and you trying to get them a pass. So knowing that these people love soft targets, people like yourself, the average Joe, the average Joe. And so you mean to tell me you are willing to allow these people to get a nuclear bomb? That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Yeah, it's in the world now. But most nations that got the nuclear bomb, they ain't just dropping nuclear bombs. There's only been one time that we know of that where a nuclear bomb was dropped on the planet. And that was on Japan, and they asked for it. You understand what I'm saying? They asked for it. They came across that Pacific Ocean unprovoked, and they dropped bombs on Pearl Harbor. And so they got, they got what they asked for. You see what I'm saying? Because at that time, they was trying to come all the way to the mainland. You know what I'm saying? If they was intending on coming all the way to the mainland. So they had to go ahead there and send their ass a message. And that's what they did. And most of the nations that do have them have had enough sense, even though, a lot of them is still warmongers. They didn't have enough sense to not drop no more nuclear bomb material on people, knowing the destructive nature, getting all that nuclear waste and all that radiation into the air. It's enough already that they got all these nuclear plants out here. You know what I'm saying? It's enough. That's a nuclear bomb. It go off all type of nuclear material in the water, in the air, in the soil. Okay. Because I know the nature. They don't have they don't have no love for black people nowhere on the planet. They don't. I'm just gonna be truthful. They just don't have no love for black people. Everywhere you see the Arab and the black people dynamic, niggas is in slavery. You see, they beneath second class. You see, they've always done that. And being in Detroit, I've seen how they act towards our people. You see, that don't negate what the pale American has done. That's not even negating that. But see, that's the first place you're gonna go. I'm just saying we already know what he do. We know, but the fact is y'all trying to erase what the Arab and these Iranians have done. You know, people trying to erase that. We know what this man has done. You understand what I'm saying? And his time coming, we're gonna serve him. But it's a lot more people that must, we must make known to the world that they doing the same thing. And if your ass was over there, and see, the thing is, when they come to America, they so used to, being able to destroy a nigga where they at. When they come over here and niggas, over here, we ain't them niggas over there. We'll say something. They can't accept niggas talking to them like that. Some of them get mad and shoot you, shoot through them. And they were talking about one guy, he just shot through the door on the man. The man was outside, the door was locked, and he shot through the door on the man and shot and killed him. You see what I'm saying? Kill a nigga over a candy bar, kill a nigga over a 40 or something like that. Some shit you can call the police on, charge it to the game, and I myself, I speak for and I'm gonna tell y'all about this. I remember one time, and this was right after one of my cousins had passed, and I wasn't I wasn't feeling good, no way. My spirit was very, my spirit was very low at that time. And I was going to school and, I was trying to do something to put my mind, on the right course in that period of my life. And, I had, it was like lunchtime and I'm down near the university. And then we come out for lunch and I goes to, the Arab store right there, and I comes into the Arab store, right? And I look up on the cash register, and he has some red, black, and green flag, little small flags up there. I said, oh, y'all in here. I said, you got the flags in here. I said, I see you selling my culture. I just went straight into him. He said, and he looked at me like, yeah, like, so what? What you gonna do about it? That's really what he said. You understand what I'm saying? And I know I said something, you know what I'm saying? I called him something. I did, because that's how I am. When when I see somebody, the way he said it to me, just made me come right back. And I said something, and you know what? You know what the Arab told me? He say, nigga, I can come from behind this damn glass right now. No, I invited his ass out. I say, bring your ass out. He say, man, if I say, bring your ass on out here then. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. I say, bring your ass on out here. He say, man, he say, I could kill. He told me, he said, I could kill you. Like he was reaching for his pistol. I said, well, bring your ass on out here then. You see what I'm saying? And so one of my other brothers who was with me, he was a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? He was a Muslim. And so when the guy got ready to come, he stepped to him, not like he was going, but he went to talking Arabic to him, like, man, just chill. You know what I'm saying? But he was scared of me because I told his ass. I said, oh, because he had the thing on him. He had the thing on him. He said, I could take your life. He said, I could kill you. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because he thought I was going to punk out. I said, well, bring it on then. And I stood right there. Like, nigga, what's happening? And if he was going to do it, he was going to fucking do it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, I'm not running from nothing. You understand? I just didn't feel like running at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was in my feelings about, my personal situation, and I was in a demented state anyway. But though I was right, I was in a demented state. Like, fuck this. What's happening? Let's do this. And the guy, but the guy had threatened just because I said that. The man said, I could take your life. I say, what? You see what I'm saying? So I know who these motherfuckers is. And they've been killing motherfuckers in Detroit since they got there. They've been killing man, woman, and child. We've been out there boycotting goddamn liquor stores and shit since the damn 70s with them damn Arabs. You know what I'm saying? So I know them up close, and they funky breath and underarms, and you understand what I'm saying? I know them. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know them. And so is we gonna allow somebody, and see, people think they care about us. So when they talking about you know, death to America, that mean you too. Well, what do you think? That mean you too? Yes, it do. It mean you too. So when you think about a man who got that type of, you know, he got that, you know, he got that type of hate in his heart, you know, and got the will to implement that on an innocent population. That's their thing. That's what the suicide bomber do. He always go into a unaware populace. He don't go to the, you know, where the politicians is. He don't go where the army or the police is. They go somewhere where innocent peoples is and detonate. So I mean, what type of shit is that? That's punk shit. You running from the soldiers. Take it to the soldiers. Let us deal with the soldiers. You see what I'm saying? Take it to the, you know, if you military, and you will take it, why y'all go down there and blow up in front of innocent populations where it's men, women, children, and they don't give a goddamn. They don't give a goddamn when they do that. So imagine if that's how they think, and you let them get some shit like a nuclear bomb. What the hell y'all think gonna happen? You waiting on that? You endorsing that? You see? You gonna endorse something like that? That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You cannot let them get no nuclear bomb. They're gonna blackmail the world. At least, like I said, at least with North Korea, Kim Jong-un just want to be left alone. Really. He just want to be left alone. Iran wants to rule the world. Period. They got in their ideology, they talking about the Mahdi coming back. You understand what I'm saying? Going, you know, in the world, you know, and those who ain't Muslims, it's a problem. You ain't going, there's no place for you. You understand? They talking about a global Islamic planet. That's what they talking about. They not talking about no place for nobody else but Muslims. Talking about the Mahdi gonna come back, and they slaying everything that ain't a Muslim. That's what they talking about. Don't you dare believe anything otherwise. And if you did not know that, you need to do some research. Okay? Yeah, you need to do some research. So is it acceptable for these people, you understand, to have this type of weaponry? Unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. You know, so for anybody out there that have not did their research, like I say, yeah, Rhino came in there with his house shoes on. Rhino. And then you come in, this nigga got a nigga got a name Rhino, and he come in with slippers on. Come on, man. Go and get your milk. Go and get you some hot milk and go on to sleep right now. Go and get your hot milk and a cookie and go on to sleep right now. Don't come in here, you understand? Nigga got a name Rhino, and he you know, they need to be calling him soft slippers. You know what I'm saying? He can change his name from Rhino to soft slippers. Yeah, we got to keep, don't come in here and if you ain't ready. This hard body. Yeah, this is hard body over here. You ain't gonna get this nowhere else. Okay, you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. So, as we do our research, you say Uggs. Yeah, them got on plies. What they not Uggs, but the other ones. What they call them? With the back out. You know, everybody always just unacceptable to wear them. Yeah, is they Uggs or what's the other ones? You say he got his Uggs on. You understand? What's the ones? The nurse shoes. Yeah, he got the dollar store nurse shoes on, the Crocs. Yeah, this nigga come in here with his Crocs on. You know, and nigga, y'all don't, please, man, if y'all out there, you ain't got to tell nobody. If you got, please don't do that. Don't do that shit to yourself, man. If you if you got Crocs on out there, man, please, man, don't do that shit to yourself. If you a grown ass man and you in the streets with some goddamn Crocs on, man, listen, take that. Don't tell if somebody already saw you, they probably don't, they probably don't know no more better than you. Please do not tell nobody you've been walking around with some tore up Crocs on your goddamn feet, nigga. Put you some shoes, something on your feet, so when you get ready to get busy, you understand what I'm saying? Nigga, don't shake you out your shoes. You see, you gonna be out there barefooted. You understand what I'm saying? And a man gonna take the bottom of his damn boot and break your whole damn top of your foot with it. You see, break your toes and everything else, man. Come on, man. Stop this. It don't make no difference whether they put an oil on. Japan was over there. Come on, man. Come on, Bradford. You gonna tell me put an oil embargo on Japan had colonized damn near the whole of East Asia. What is you talking about? They had colonized the whole of damn near East Asia. And you sitting up here talking about an oil embargo. Okay, so oil embargo, you gonna bomb all them ships and you know what I'm saying? And okay, well, you say it was the oil embargo, well, whatever it is, you bombed and that's what you got. Well, you got to pick a side. So were you with the Japanese and Hitler and you with what's the name over there in Italy? Damn, they hung his ass too. Mussolini. Yeah, you over there, you want to be with Mussolini, Hitler, and Japan. Mussolini down there in Ethiopia committing genocide in Ethiopia. Bradford, what is you, man? What is you? Is you black? What is you, man? Tell me what you is. Explain this to me. You see, explain this to me. Yeah, Mussolini, who went down there and committed genocide in Ethiopia. Who you with? Bradford, what is you? Say much respect. Okay, good. All right. Okay. Okay, you ain't signed with Japan. He wasn't signed. Okay. When I hear he wasn't signed with Japan. Okay, he was just explaining. That don't mean nothing though. Anybody rolling with Hitler and and it ain't that hey, you understand what I'm saying? You got to pick and choose. You understand what beast you understand and how you gonna deal with it. You see. And that beast was trying to do it and was committing genocide on the blacks over there in Germany. Exterminate. They don't talk about that. While he was over there exterminating Jews, he was also over there exterminating black people too. You say, yeah, they say they about to go about they go see about Jesus. They say they about to go. Yeah. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all for being here once again this evening. I know it's Easter, and I know y'all about to get up and hop and put your bunny ears on, get your Easter eggs and do all your pagan rituals and things of that nature. I know you about to go do all your pagan rituals and and I'm gonna get on you too. I know you out there. I know you. I'm gonna get on your pagan rituals. First thing, I'm gonna wait till the sun rise, cause that's when it happened. I'm gonna wait till the sun rise, cause really is when the sun rise. You see, this is when Jesus posed the sun come up out the tomb on this day. You see, and so hey, we're gonna talk about the ritual and most definitely, but. Tap in, family, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Make sure y'all get over to Patreon because we most definitely got some work over there for your family. I'm surprised y'all still up. Yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna get on their Easter, but I'll see y'all in a minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see y'all in a minute. Black Power.